Can I make a 2D sci-fi cyberpunk game in Unreal Engine with no experience, using tutorials and ChatGPT? As a completely beginner, I started this project, and today you will see what my first steps in game dev looks like. I've been playing video games since I was a kid. I tried to learn how to make games a few times, but I failed each time. I gave up 3 times in total. The first time I tried to make game in Python, following a tutorial using Pygame. After some time I gave up, programming was too hard for me and I didn't learn it. My next try was in Unity, where I played with assets and made my own map. The program was pretty nice, but I got discouraged by all the small error messages. Each one had a special problem, and if you didn't fix it, you couldn't run the scene. And that was the reason I left Unity. I wanted to make a game and experiment, not fix errors all the time. Maybe it was good luck, because a few years later Unity released a very unpopular fee policy. When I wanted to try game dev again, after years, I chose Godot because I kept hearing it's a great and easy engine for beginners. People said it's a better choice than Unreal Engine, which is supposed to be very hard. But I found out that's not true. Godot was hard for me. I had to copy lots of code from tutorials and I didn't understand, and again I give up. At the beginning of 2025 I lost my job, got support from the government and suddenly had a lot of free time. So I asked myself how to use all this time, and I downloaded Unreal Engine. Because my computer is a bit old, it couldn't really run Unreal Engine 5. So I picked up the older Unreal Engine 4 instead, and after I launched Unreal Engine 4, I fell in love with how smart and playful it is. The best part is, thanks to the pre-made templates, you can learn in a fun way, testing and experimenting with different concepts and events. If you are wondering who the man on this balloon is, it's our Prime Minister. He is very unpopular because before the elections he promised not to raise taxes, and after he was elected, he was raised them. I quickly learned how to build assets and add textures, which give me a huge boost of energy and motivation to create. A big advantage of Unreal Engine is blueprints, visual script that let you create anything. For me, it's much better system than coding, and even though I still don't really know how to use it well, I'm starting to figure things out. I decided that the best way to learn is by making my own project. My first game, I chose a 3D sci-fi game in the style of Cyberpunk or Blade Runner. A good starting point was 2D game template when creating the project. Then I jumped into tutorials, where most people suggest downloading pre-made graphics from assets, which is great for beginners. But since I'm painter and concept artist, I decided to make my own textures and models in Procreate on my iPad. I'll animate them myself and make everything in pixel art, even though I never done it before. And my pixel art looks terrible, especially the main character. Because of scaling up and down, the pixel art doesn't line up properly and has lots of mistakes. And my animations, if you think my character walks in a veiled, jerky way, that's because he got shot in the leg during his last mission. It has nothing to do with the fact that I don't know how to animate. Even so, I was happy that I could paint any character or background I wanted. It's definitely my favorite part of the game dev. From tutorials I learned how to turn my PNG painting into a sprite and then into a flipbook. It's very simple, and now I remember it. I could do even without tutorial. The problem came when I wanted to start painting a map using my tile map. To paint, your texture must have exact size that fit into a grid square. Of course, I didn't match, so I had to redo them. I painted this city background in pixel art and implemented jumping. It was time to add the main mechanics, shooting, enemies, health bar, death, and a health indicator. And this is where the hard part of making my own game really began. I saw a lot of great tutorials on YouTube. I can definitely recommend the channel Cobra Coding, and if you want to start making a 2D game in Unreal Engine, the best series in my opinion is from Evil Do Us Harm. It helps you create a ton of mechanics. While going through tutorials, I also found a video on how to make fake lighting in 2D game by the channel Pat the Demon. And guys, if tutorials hell exist, this man is evil. The video was extremely long with a huge complex blueprint map. I nearly lost my mind watching it. I think the word demon in the channel's name is not coincidence. So I started adding different mechanics, and even though I followed tutorials, the result wasn't always the same as in the video. Many times I have to fix things myself with the help of ChatGPT, which guides me at every step, because I'm still a complete beginner in visual scripting. For example, when I followed a tutorial to make my weapon a shot, the result wasn't quite what I expected. It did some pretty funny stuff. My bullet turned into a ladder to the sky. Now it was time to make an important part of the game, the enemy. I animate my spider in Procreate and used a tutorial from Cobra Code to give it basic movement, which was a great video. Setting up collision so the spider doesn't crash into the thing wasn't as hard as I thought, and I can say it feels pretty scary to see your oven monster moving. Then I added a health bar for my character, and ChatGPT helped me create a script that makes the spider take health when it touches the player. I also linked it to an event that triggers a death animation when the character dies. I was very happy because I put together the most important game mechanics. I wanted to my spider to detect the player and chase him. And here comes the first big problem. I couldn't find any tutorial on YouTube focused on this. All the tutorials only showed how to make basic movement, and I get stuck and I couldn't move forward. I spent a whole week trying different blueprints with ChatGPT's help, but nothing worked, and during that time I said a lot of bad words to the AI. One day I found this guy in the Unreal Engine forums who shared his script. Douglas, thank you so much, you saved my project. I copied this script and didn't expect it to work. I connected the blueprint map to the branch. If the spider doesn't detect me, it followed its normal path. If it does, this event happens. I didn't believe it would work, but when I launched the game and the spider attacked me, it hit me with such a fast and brutal attack. It felt like a fight scene from Dragon Ball. I tweaked the values a bit, and now it's better, but it still has issue. I need to add an attacks animation and lot of other things, like making the spider take damage when hit by a bullet. I'd like to make more enemies, and I'll definitely add lots of textures, backgrounds, environments and decorations to the map. I also want to add more weapons, but I'm not sure if I'll manage that. And this is what my project looks like. A lot of beginner devs never finish their games, so I hope I stick with it. I want to make a prototype as soon as possible, basic mechanics first, then focus on level design and the map. It's not perfect, but it's my very first game. If you like the video and want to follow the development, hit subscribe with the bell. I'd also love to see your comments or likes. And if you enjoy regular gaming videos, check out the same of mine. Take care.